My name is Eric Ferguson, and I am running for the office of the President of the U.S. Airline Pilots Association. With only a few days left until the polls close, I would like to take the time to discuss the importance of this election. For some, this will be the last union election before retirement. For others, this is an important opportunity to effect a positive change for all U.S. Airways pilots. As I seek your vote to become the next president of USAPA, please note how I am the only candidate willing to clearly state my objectives and outline how I plan to achieve them. During the course of this election, it has become clear that my team offers the only realistic legal solution for the pilots of U.S. Airways. During this video, I will continue to outline our plans to achieve an industry-leading contract and transform USAPA into an independent union we can truly be proud of. But reforming USAPA will take true and visionary leadership. This is what we offer. The difference between a leader and a politician is that a leader will tell you what he thinks you need to hear, while a politician will tell you what he thinks you want to hear. From the beginning of this campaign, Jeff Kuntz and I have made it clear. If elected, we will work to bring an end to the seniority litigation by using the Nicolau Award in Section 22 of a joint contract in order to negotiate an industry-leading contract for this pilot group. We must move on, get the company back to the table, and finish negotiating a contract. If elected, my team will begin to initiate sweeping changes immediately. We will work to accomplish the goals I laid out nearly 2 years ago during my EVP campaign. For more detailed information, please see my blog entitled Campaign Consistency. After that, you may notice how other candidates have mentioned a few similar goals during this election, even though some have long been in a position to have already been taking steps toward these goals, yet haven't bothered. These goals, as quoted verbatim from that 2010 campaign message, include: 1. Work to gradually reduce membership dues obligation to 1%. 2. Elimination of the LOA 95 special compensation for USAPA volunteers. 3. Create a satellite USAPA office near the company headquarters in Phoenix. 4. Staff a full-time grievance committee for the Phoenix domicile for the administration of Contract 2004 while under separate contracts. 5. Bolster the resources of the Negotiating Advisory Committee to include another pilot currently working under Contract 2004. 6. Hire a professional stenographer to create actual transcripts of all negotiating sessions. And 7. Ensure that committees are properly balanced to reflect views from all geographies and seniority ranges. 8. Work together. While what I have outlined is not an inclusive list, please imagine where the pilots of U.S. Airways would be today had there been an opportunity to accomplish my long-standing goals. Remember, this list dates back nearly 2 years, and it is not a recent contrivance aimed at convincing you that I have a plan. I have always had a plan to improve USAPA, and very soon. I believe our pilots will give my team the opportunity to make these positive changes happen. I will take this opportunity to elaborate on them a little bit further. A satellite office in Phoenix for USAPA would not be some extravagant luxury, but a necessary tool. Far too much important business is conducted with the company in Tempe, and it is not efficient or productive to rely solely on company or hotel conference rooms and office space. As to the composition of the Negotiating Advisory Committee, please note the complete lack of any West negotiator on this important committee. It has been this way since September 2010, and this is unacceptable. It is our plan to staff the Negotiating Advisory Committee with an equal number of pilots working under each of the existing contracts to ensure that only the best, most advantageous sections from either contracts are used as the baseline in the new combined agreement. It is our intent to appoint a proportional number of volunteers and committee chairs from both contracts throughout the overall committee structure. This union has been run for far too long by East pilots mostly found in a narrow band of seniority. Currently, when accounting for all officers, board members, and committee members, well over half of all volunteers hail from the junior half of the East seniority list, most actually from the bottom third. The overwhelming majority of the union's leadership, therefore, resides in the bottom half of the East list only. When counting the West pilots, they are representative of only about 25% of our total pilots. This is hardly reflective of the true majority or even a reasonable cross-section of the pilots. The U.S. Airways pilots must begin to work together in utmost good faith to negotiate a legal contract that benefits the bargaining unit as a whole. That is all U.S. Airways pilots. We cannot continue to look to one another for recompense of past wrongs. This can only be done by ending the litigation, accepting the arbitration, and moving forward together. As a unified group, we can properly negotiate the higher wages, contractual improvements, and other protections required to achieve an industry-leading and ratifiable Nicolau-based labor contract. The mandates of the transition agreement and the Nicolau Award, combined with recent industry developments, now give the pilots of the new U.S. Airways more leverage than we have ever enjoyed before. It is unfortunate how the East pilots were misled by the founders of USAPA. Negotiating seniority is not at all like negotiating crew meals. Actually, it is difficult to comprehend how intelligent people ever believed this assertion made by Vice President candidate Steve Bradford. It simply isn't true. What is true, however, is that we have a real controversy, many years old now, which is yet to be settled in the federal court, simply because USAPA still aims to replace the arbitrated seniority list with something different. Our team uniquely represents the first real chance for U.S. Airways pilots to stand united and finally attain an industry-leading contract. I encourage you to examine the information I have disseminated in the past and contemplate the consistency and stability of my message over the years. Unlike other candidates in this race, you can review everything I have written and find it to have been accurate, if not prophetic. Imagine where the pilots of U.S. Airways would be today had they chosen the path which I have long recommended. If you have already chosen our team, we sincerely thank you. If you have yet to vote or have chosen other candidates, it is not too late to make the right choice of Ferguson, Koontz, and Holmes. Remember, if you choose to change your selection of any candidate, it is necessary to recast your entire ballot. Polls close at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, March 22nd. Thank you for your time and attention.